Yeah, man, people, check in, man. With there, man, the morning inside of Extra is here. You know, I'm ready to sign off for the rest of the day with this video. But, you know, people, you know, a whole heap of people lose a couple hours out of sleep, especially if they're living on that Eastern time zone where the game finished almost midnight, early Wednesday morning. I don't know enough people, you know, after the game finished, you know, them spend at least an hour and a half. You know, majority of the people probably spend an hour and a half, you know, chit-chatting to friends or watching TV, you know, just having that moment that, look, the reggaeboyz have done it. It's a statement win. Yeah, it is a statement win from the reggaeboyz. We did it in Central America, stronghold Honduras. You understand? You know, so we have to bless up the people, and people, you know, welcome back to the channel in the morning inside of Extra is here again. I don't know what I say, but people, I'm feeling so happy. You know, I think I got around 2 hours sleep me get last night, because I tell you, as the game finished, I went straight into the kitchen and have that feel good moment. Go cook some curry chicken and some dumpling, and then, you know, I'm gonna do video again, and then, you know, eat some food at 3 o'clock there, and then I sign off for the night and get a couple hours sleep, and then jump up back early in the morning for the work. So I'm just a check back off for the work, and, you know, for record this morning time, the morning inside of Extra. You don't know me I say, but people, to all me feel happy is like the 2 hour sleep, it feel like a 10 hour me I sleep for. Yeah, man, it feel like a 10 hour me I sleep for, and to me feel happy, man. That was a big win. You know, that set up the reggaeboyz, you know, for the next two group games that we have against Nicaragua and Honduras. You know, me I tell you, man, that game last night, man, it was a hell of a game. You know, a lot of things to put into context with that game, I can tell you, cause I have heard some criticism. You know, I have heard some positive things, you know, talk around the game last night, but, you know, I'm here to share my opinion. You know, I'm here to share my opinion and engage with my fans out there, and, you know, comment in the comment section and tell me what you guys think about the game last night. You understand? You know, but I feel energized, man, like, yeah, ready, I know. You understand? But look, Steve McCLAREN first away game, people, look at this. This is big, this is huge, you know. But before I'm going to that as well, me have some extra clip to play as well. You know, the Honduran, you know, the gaffer I've spoken, you know, after the game, and, you know, Anthony Choco Lozano, you know, I've also talked to the press. They react, both of them have reacted to the game after the final whistle. So I have a few clips of both individual, the player and the player, which is the captain, and the coach. You understand? You know, so stay tuned. Hope you guys watch the video until it ends, so you guys can listen to what, you know, the captain and the coach have to say about the game as well, about the reggaeboyz as well. And you know, the gaffer spoke about the group. You know, it's a bittersweet group for him right now. You understand? But people, what I was saying, man, with Steve McCLAREN first away game, how many reggaeboy coach win their first away game in Honduras? How much reggaeboy coach have win their first away game in a Central America stronghold? That's a big win. Yeah, that's a big win. Guess what? We'll play some partially in the game. We'll play some really crispy football against Cuba. You understand? We dominate the stat shot. You know, we have created opportunity. You know, we have opportunities that we just keep on missing. You understand? We dominate the ball position. You know, we have around over 500 passes in that game as well. And guess what? It's vice versa now. Honduras have 500 passes in this game. You understand? And we won the game with only one big chance created. So, you know, this is football. These are the moments that we love. You understand? This is why we love this beautiful sports called football. You understand? We love it. But Steve McCLAREN first away game, and it came in Honduras, and it came in a game that he need composure. You know, he's still understanding, you know, the players. He's still adapting to the system. You know, he's still learning new life in the CONCACAF region, because this is a different type of football that play over here, you know, from what they played in Europe, you know. So he's still understanding the job, and it's a big win. As I said, it is a statement win from him. It is a big statement. You know, it's a big statement that he went away and got his first 3 points on the road in Honduras. Yet he have broken their record. They were unbeaten at home for some games. You understand? So that's why I said, man, record breaking in the previous video. No, this is a statement win. You know, but look, some things I have seen in the game, the way how I see, you know, the coach, the gaffer, you know, Steve McCLAREN have set up this particular team. You know, Jamalo, you know, came out of the team, and Dexter Lembekisa, you know, both players were dropped from the starting lineup, and you know, Greg Lay came into the team. You know, Weedy, Norman Campbell came into the team as well, and that wide right. Listen to me, as a people. You see that Norman Campbell decision of starting Steve McCLAREN. I was saying it from the get-go. Yeah, I was saying it from the get-go in Cuba game. It doesn't matter if he's a youngster, you know, he's just getting back a recall from the national team for so many years. Look, it's very important a team to play with width. It's very important for a team to play with. And a lot of times in that Cuba game, we played so narrow. Yeah, we played so narrow that we didn't really create that space. We just trying to play compact football, you know, and it was so narrow. No one was really giving us that width. And Norman Campbell, he executed that really well. Yes, he have lost on ball, that he gave a position a lot of times. But if you look and put his performance into context, yeah, Norman Campbell is an athletic player. Yeah, he has a big V12 engine in him that he will run non-stop running. He's fit, and that's one thing I see Steve McCLAREN did. He pick warriors and he pick players that will run for the whole 90 minutes if they decide, if he choose that they should play for the rest of the game. You understand? He pick players that will run, and Greg Lay is a player, and I think that, you know, when you look at Onel Hernandez and Dexter Lembekisa, a few times Onel Hernandez, you know, the Cuban winger, the number 11, he was giving Dexter Lembekisa a lot of issues over there. And if you look who play on the left hand side for Honduras, it is Luis Palma. Luis Palma is such a great player for Honduras, and he's so technical. You know, you have that sharp backlift that you don't need much space, you don't need much room to kick the ball, and he's very good at dribbling. So I'm just saying, maybe, you know, because I think Greg Lay is a better defender, 1v1, very strong, very powerful, you know, is fit, is fast. Dexter is quite that, but Dexter is still developing to that type of player, and I think Greg Lay is a more mature player in that department, you know. So I think that was a good decision. As I said in my previous video, I think that he chosen him for that reason. Luis Palma, he loves to drift inside, and he's a very good player with that good right foot. So he got a few chances, but what I think Greg Lay's job is to limit. He couldn't stop Luis Palma. I don't know much right back in CONCACAF can really stop Luis Palma. He's a very good player. No doubt about it. You understand? But what Greg Lay have done, he have limit Luis Palma and how he want to execute his game plan, how he want to have that freedom. You know, and a lot of times Luis Palma have to be drifting all the way inside into the midfield. You know, so I think those two decisions, and you know, go back to Norman Campbell, the width that he provide, yeah. Rosales, the left back, you know, I think he was, most people didn't, I think I would say most people really undermine his performance for the Honduras team last night, but he's such a very good player. He's one of that player that, you know, can play central midfield and can play left back, and he's one of that quality left back in the MLS that many European clubs are looking at. So he's no chicken tenders defender, yeah. He's an axial defender. You know, his quality that he possesses in the attacking final third, and his technical ability and his attributes of defending 1v1, it's really good. And look, his power and strength of doing it on both sides. He have to retreat a little bit because Norman Campbell was out there. Norman Campbell willing to run the extra miles. Norman Campbell willing to put in the defensive shift. Yeah, Norman Campbell willing to put in and keep the width, where, you know, Rosales sometimes he has to pull out of possession, and then a lot of times I see one of the midfielders for the Honduran have to be coming wide to fill that gap between the left center half, which was Vega, and between Vega and Rosales. It was so open, and times we find in the channels, you know, through that, and that's how I think, you know, one of the goals scored. You know, I think it was we created that moments over there in the second half, the penalty, and also that ball that Kaim Dixie slid through, where I think the one that Kerry Anderson is, it's right through that little channel where we create those moments. So I'm just saying, that's how Norman Campbell kind of retreat Rosales. You know, so he kind of messed up, you know, the Honduran game plan there, and then we kind of retreat a little bit with Luis Palma, and we limit how much time he get on the ball, you know. But it's a very tactical approach from Steve McCLAREN. This show me that this is a coach, he's learning and he's adapting well. But this man with over 3 decades of coaching experience, it's not a joke. It's not a joke to say that, you know, this man is really adapting well, you know, to the scenario that he's facing at this moment. You understand? But Casey Palmer, you know, the thing with Casey Palmer, I am a midfielder, yeah? And when a coach, the opponent coach, set 2 or 3 man to close you down every time you get the ball, this is what happened. Ronaldo Rueda, he have done some research on that game against Cuba and look, Casey Palmer is that man in the midfield that we must stop. He was the one that doing that ball handling. He was the one that progressing the ball up in the attacking third for the Reggae Boy. And every time when Casey Palmer get the ball, Arriaga, Flores, and a lot of time Edwin Rodriguez was stepping into the midfield. You know, David Ruiz, you know, the man that was playing behind Choco Lozano in that number 10 position, the man that scored. They and Casey Palmer, they didn't give him a sniff. But guess what? Few times Casey Palmer have broken the press and he have turned and beat the press. Yeah, but that for sure that he have the quality. And I heard a lot of players, I heard a lot of people talking about like Casey Palmer, you know, having a trash game. Yes, it wasn't up to par what he have done in the Cuba game, but if you look on certain moves and how he break away from the press, it's only a midfield general can do stuff like that. So I'm saying Casey Palmer, it seems like he the coach have a direct plan, and he has a perfect instructions for Casey Palmer to know, look, you will be the ball handler, you will create, you will progress the ball and push the team up front and break the press. You know, Joel Latibody done what Joel Latibody need to be done, and this whole game plan that Steve McCLAREN have put in, the tactical approach, just get the job and move on. Yeah, just do what you need to do and move on. So I mean, Joel Latibody, yes, you know, a few times, you know, he have gave away the ball. He's not the best player, you know, with his back to goal to try to break the press. He's not that best player. So, you know, I think you know, Joel Latibody is a player that, you know, he willing to fight, he willing to put in an extra mile, you know. But I think if we can find someone that can actually do what Casey Palmer can do at times, then especially when 2 to 3 midfielders are following Casey Palmer, there will be more space open for other midfielders, you know. But you have to understand, you know, Joel Latibody is not that player that is comfortable collecting the ball, you know, in his 18-yard box around that to turn and beat the press. He's not comfortable. He gave away the ball a few times, and Andre Blake have to save and, you know, do his thing. But I mean, the team played really well. You know, the team played really well, and, you know, Mikel Antonio done what Mikel Antonio need to do. But look, it was a really tactical approach. It was a mastermind from Steve McCLAREN. You just have to look into the game and have that understanding, you know. And it is very mature for Steve McCLAREN not to take out Damian Lowe out of the game, because Damian Lowe, those type of games, you can't fault any coach to put Damian Lowe in those scenarios. You know, so unlucky that, you know, you have to get, you know, substituting at the end of the first half. But, you know, overall it's a really good game. But I was expecting on the Honduras side, I was expecting to see Lopez, you know, the number 10 who scored in that Trinidad game, you know, to start. But David Ruiz, he came in for him, you know, he got that goal to equalize the game. But, you know, Lopez is that player that he can make something happen out of nothing. You know, he's the most influential player in that midfield, in that central department, especially playing at number 10. He's so technically gifted. You know, he's so creative in his own way that, you know, it's just a fresh breath here to see that, look, he didn't get a minute. I don't know if he was having some discomfort, or I don't know why, you know, Ruida didn't really play him, but again, he probably go for the youngster. He's playing at Inter Miami with Lionel Messi. He's much fitter, he's much stronger, he's more athletic. So maybe he was trying to match the Reggae Boy team with athleticism. But all of our players them that we have in this squad is athletics. They're really quick and they're fast and they're strong. So maybe he was trying to match us with that, because Lopez is more like a Tyreek Magee. He's going to give you less defensive work in the defensive area. Meanwhile, David Ruiz can give you in both department, attacking and defending wise. But listen to Ronaldo Ruida and the captain, Antonio Choco Lozano speak, and they react after the game. This is what they have to say.
Difícil también, hay que hablar del rival que fue importante en este partido, que nos puso también.
Sí, ellos son jugadores que están jugando mucho en Premier League, jugadores de alto nivel. Pero bueno, creo que como selección nosotros hicimos un buen partido, donde siempre supimos competir, donde siempre estuvimos ahí dando la cara ante el partido, y lastimosamente, pues como te digo, hoy nos vamos con una derrota, pero creo que hay cosas buenas que se hicieron.
¿Tenemos con qué ganar en Kingston a esta selección de Jamaica, ya que ya lo enfrentamos?
Yo pienso que sí tenemos una buena selección, pero bueno, hay que demostrar dentro del campo. Pasan muchas cosas dentro de un partido y nosotros tenemos que saber aprovechar nuestro momento. Hoy no lo supimos hacer, jugamos muy bien, movimos bien la pelota, pero lastimosamente pues no estuvimos acertados de cara a gol. Tenemos esa responsabilidad, esa asignatura pendiente, y bueno, creo que es algo que tenemos que mejorar.
Personalmente, ¿qué es lo que lamentas de esta derrota? ¿Qué es lo que más lamentas?
Yo lamento que hoy hicimos un gran partido, la afición estuvo con nosotros, vamos con ese sabor en el que hicimos un partido muy serio, un partido donde el equipo compitió bien, nunca dejó de darle la cara al partido, a pesar de ir perdiendo siempre lo seguimos intentando, y pienso que nos merecíamos haber sacado al menos un punto.
Personalmente, ¿qué es lo que lamentas de esta derrota? ¿Qué es lo que más lamentas?
Yo lamento que hoy hicimos un gran partido, la afición estuvo con nosotros, vamos con ese sabor en el que hicimos un partido muy serio, un partido donde el equipo compitió bien, nunca dejó de darle la cara al partido, a pesar de ir perdiendo siempre lo seguimos intentando, y pienso que nos merecíamos haber sacado al menos un punto.
Creo que era un rival quizás como lo hablábamos en la conferencia de prensa previa, ¿no? Con mucha madurez, con mucha jerarquía, con gran nivel por las características de los jugadores, por donde compiten, los equipos donde juegan, y todo esto hacía que quizás los duelos eran más difíciles, ¿no? Tenemos que ser muy precisos en las progresiones, en buscar que pudiéramos desequilibrar, y era un equipo fue un equipo Jamaica muy fuerte para contrarrestar la propuesta nuestra. Hicimos creo que algunas situaciones bien interesantes cuando colocamos el balón contra el piso, cuando triangulamos, cuando intentamos filtrar.
Buenas noches, profesor. ¿Qué hacer ahora para manejar este grupo en esos 2 partidos de visita que quedan y sumar los puntos necesarios para buscar una eventual clasificación?
Buenas noches. Sí, justo ahora estábamos conversando de eso, ¿no? Está la amargura, está pues la frustración de no haber logrado, con todo el esfuerzo que hizo el grupo, con la entrega, de verdad que los muchachos compitieron en un buen nivel, se entregaron muy bien, con orden. Es ahora pensar ya en el siguiente juego, pensar en que tenemos 2 partidos de visitantes, que quizás vamos a tener lo que hoy tuvo Jamaica, que tuvo, como digo, cada día se hace más difícil jugar de local, ¿no? Cuando no se puede resolver de entrada. Guyana, ustedes han visto los resultados que ha sacado ahora, y el Caribe se está nivelando así, ¿no? Con selecciones muy atléticas, muy fuertes, y es lograr nosotros sumar en Guyana e ir fuertes mentalmente y con la convicción de poder, como hicimos el año pasado, que hicimos un gran juego frente a Jamaica, y que, bueno, creo que era un rival quizás como lo hablábamos en la conferencia de prensa previa, ¿no? Con mucha madurez, con mucha jerarquía, con gran nivel por las características de los jugadores, por donde compiten, los equipos donde juegan, y todo esto hacía que quizás los duelos eran más difíciles, ¿no? Tenemos que ser muy precisos en las progresiones, en buscar que pudiéramos desequilibrar, y era un equipo fue un equipo Jamaica muy fuerte para contrarrestar la propuesta nuestra. Hicimos creo que algunas situaciones bien interesantes cuando colocamos el balón contra el piso, cuando triangulamos, cuando intentamos filtrar.
You know, so yeah, you know, so that's what, you know, the gaffer and the captain have spoken. They react to the game. You know, I don't really have much to say, but you know, you listen to the Honduras journalism. When you listen to the Honduran journalists and they analyze the game, they're saying that it was 2 mistakes. Yeah, the one that, you know, Norman Campbell beat Rosales out on that right hand side, and Bubo Lopez, the goalkeeper, gave away that cheap penalty. You know, so but overall, I think, you know, they think their team play really good. You know, the coach even have said it. You know, the reggaeboyz are retreat a little bit in that second half. Yes, because, you know, remember, you know, when the second half started, I think, you know, was the second half. Yeah, when the second half really started, you know, after we scored and then, you know, they scored back, that's another thing that I really want to talk about. The mentality. We've seen it over the tenure of Coach Alf Grimson. Yeah, we have seen it that, look, we have conceded some goals, some cheap goals in, you know, the last 15 minutes of play. You know, we not managed to focus on close-out games. So, you know, things like this, we must improve and be more discipline. You know, the quickest time to score on a team is when that team scored on you. This defensively, they still disorganized. You know, they still celebrating. They're still in that happy mood. Then, and I think that's what caught us off guard in that game. It was just some misunderstanding, you know, in the back. But the Kaim Dixie substitutions again showing that, you know, Steve McCLAREN is adapting well, and he's finding, you know, that mojo of trying to understand each player and trying to understand which player can impact the team off the bench. And every time when Kaim Dixon touched the field, it just have that happy feeling that there's something going to happen, and he have open up. I think he was vital, you know, to that penalty kick, that ball that he played through, and also I think him and Bobby Reed kind of link up over there on that right hand side, and then, you know, he gave, you know, Bowser that ball where the ball came across and Kieran so got that opportunity. But, you know, Kaim Dixie, for such a young player, still learning, you know, still inexperienced to the international level and overseas football, he's just have that moment, man. You know, he's going to be such a great player. He just need to be developed properly and gain more strength. You understand? But he's going to be such a wonderful player if he continue on this pathway. You know, but I mean, there's anything else that I really want to touch on? You know, but I don't really want to touch on anything but the midfield issues, man. You know, it will get better. Things will get better because you see the Bobby Reed thing. Look, Bobby Reed is a player that I remember when Didier Deschamps in that 2018 World Cup, when he have Matuidi playing out on that left hand side, you know, to really keep the balance of that front, you know, with Kylian, Giroud and Griezmann. You know, and I don't remember who was on that wing, but I think it was Kylian and Mbappe. But it's to keep the ball, you know, Bobby Reed going to keep that balance in that midfield. If you take out a Bobby Reed and put in someone who will work for Keisa Palmer, who will work and do the extra work and make Joel Latibody do less defensive work, who will press the team in their defensive third, Bobby Reed is that player. Sometimes you're going to have these type of players, just like Norman Campbell. He willing to do the extra mile, just like Antonio. He was running his socks off up in that defensive third in Honduras half, pressing, running. You know, Demari Gray was walking on the pitch at times. Keisa Palmer was walking, and it was Antonio. It was Norman Campbell. Those players were running their socks off the pitch. Greg Lay, you know, not much overlap, but he was running. You know, Amari Bell. These players have put in their extra shift and cover for their teammate. This is what team do. Yeah, this is why you have to have this 1 or 2 player in that midfield. Park Ji-sung wasn't the best player on the ball, but guess what? Sir Alex Ferguson trust him in games like playing Barcelona. You understand? Games like playing other big teams, even an Arsenal team that is very technical in the Arsene Wenger earlier days. You understand? He put in players like that. You know, Darren Fletcher. Some of these players weren't good on the ball, but guess what? They complement what the midfield really needed. So this is, I think, is a strategy that Steve McCLAREN is bringing to the reggaeboyz team. So, and I think Bobby Reed is vital to this midfield in terms of his work off the ball. Because look, when we come up against the big teams, you know, with how Steve McCLAREN really want to play the football at this moment, we're going to have moments, we're going to have times when we control the game, but we're going to have moments where we need players to be working off the ball and pressing the opponent, trying to win back the football. You understand? So certain players, you have to understand that we're going to have at least 7 players with quality on the pitch, but you see the rest have 2 to 3 players that are going to make up the starting level. Those players have a job to do, and they have a detailed job to do. You know, so people, you know, this is what I have to say today. But, you know, bless upon yourself. You know, thanks for watching, man. This is Nicardo Media House. See you guys tomorrow, Thursday morning, with the Morning Insider. Check it out. Yeah, I'm out. Salute.